Hi everyone, my name is Jade Calver. We are a full-service immigration firm located in Ontario, Canada. Today I'll be talking about why Canada is a great place to transition from temporary residency to permanent residency and what kind of programs are available to you to transition from a worker to a permanent resident. So lots of our clients work internationally, and we overall see Canada as the ideal destination to transition to permanent residency. Countries like New Zealand, the United States, the UAE all offer temporary residency quite easily to those, especially if they have a job offer in that country. However, these countries that are big pull countries, they have pull factors for workers because they have high wages and a nice standard of living for these workers. They don't offer permanent residency fairly easily. In addition to that, most of these countries, the UAE for example, will have programs where you can live there long term, but you need to, your sponsor needs to have that job offer. So it can be problematic for dependents, it's very precarious, you need to have that job offer to keep living there. So there is that realization for a lot of our clients that their stay in these countries is not permanent and it's very difficult to ever make it permanent. Whereas Canada has a fairly open immigration policy and has a lot of great programs for making that transition from being a temporary permit holder to a permanent resident. So there are a few different programs that a temporary worker can come under. The biggest one is the Temporary Foreign Worker Program. So that's where you have an LMIA and that's where your employer essentially sponsors you through a job offer, through an LMIA. And then you come to Canada on what's called a closed work permit. There are other programs, so if you've studied or you're here accompanying a spouse or working holiday visas, we have some open work permits in Canada, that are open work permit programs that are available. And we also have, under the International Mobility Program, we have LMIA exempt work permits. So some of those are open work permits, others will be closed work permits. For example, if your company has transferred you overseas to Canada, there's the International Mobility Program as well. So Canada has different types of work permits and different work permit programs that allows workers to come here fairly easily and start working in Canada. The nice part I'll note about Canada compared to maybe some of the other countries where temporary workers tend to migrate is that there are protections for temporary workers. So Canada has in place programs where temporary foreign workers are protected from abuse. Temporary foreign workers, the employers experience regular inspections from the government. So there are a lot of protections in place in Canada for temporary foreign workers as opposed to some of the other countries that I had mentioned. In Canada, so just overall, we have many different permanent residency programs. We have both federal and provincial immigration programs. But at the end of the day, permanent residency is always granted through the federal government. But there are lots of different ways to qualify for permanent residency. At the federal level, we have express entry programs, which have 3 different big federal programs. And then the provinces themselves all have at least 5 programs each that help to settle immigrants in those specific provinces. So we have a lot of options for permanent residency. And the nice part is that there's no cap on someone's temporary residency. So you can keep working as a worker indefinitely until you qualify for permanent residency. So the nice part about Canada is that it is secure for immigration to Canada. If you have any questions about temporary residency or permanent residency in Canada, please don't hesitate to reach out. I'm online at calverimmigrationservices.com.